Hello, and welcome. If you're an active futures trader, you've been trading ES or NQ, or you're an active day trader and you've been trading stocks or Forex, but you've been reading about all of the benefits of trading futures over trading stocks or Forex, and you fall into one of these trader categories. You're a manual trader, meaning you have a bunch of monitors and you place your trades manually. You wake up early every morning and you try to study the market and place your trades accordingly. You do daily journaling, etc. Or you are somebody who's purchased a bunch of different indicators and signals and trading systems from a variety of different vendors, but you haven't had much success doing that, at least not on a consistent level. Or you are now using ChatGPT and asking ChatGPT, hey, Chat, give me an excellent trading strategy that trades this, and it keeps giving you crossovers and RSIs and MACDs and various patterns that are not working for you no matter what you do. As you run your back tests for 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, you find out that it does not work. Then I want you to watch this video in its entirety because you're going to find it very beneficial. But before I begin, let me just give you a little bit of background about myself. My name is Rafi Sosikian. I'm a licensed and registered commodity trading advisor. I'm also an algorithmic systems developer. I'm the principal at Pinnacle Quant LLC. Let's jump right in. If you've been looking for a better way, a way where you can be away from your trading monitors, a way where you can be free to do what it is that you want to do, a way where you don't have to worry about making human/emotional trading mistakes, well, then what you're seeing on your screen may be exactly what you need to break free from that mold. What you're seeing is a backtest of the last 1.5 years of the newest strategy, which is an order flow delta strategy, which is going to be included with version 3 of Price Action Pivoter. All of my clients who had purchased version 1 or version 2 will get this upgrade at no additional charge. If you're a current client, all you need to do is log into your Pinnacle Quant control panel, download this, remove the previous version from your computer and add this one to it, and that's it. Everything is ready to go. If you have not yet purchased a license, take a look at what I've got to offer and make a decision to see if this is the right fit for what you've been looking for. What is this strategy? What is it all about? Order flow, essentially in and of itself, much like any other indicator, whether it's RSI, MACD, market profile, crossovers of any kind, whatever indicator that you found that is being sold and has been marketed as the steroid and the pinnacle of all indicators on the planet, it's all the same. An indicator in and of itself means very, very little. However, it's what you do with the data that you extract from that indicator and plug into an algorithm that's going to make a difference. What I've done with the order flow cumulative indicator, which is part of NinjaTrader's add-on, the order flow add-on indicator that they have for their lifetime license holders, is essentially extract that data, plug it into my algorithm that is looking at essentially a mosaic of what's going on that particular day. It's looking at price levels, support resistance levels. It's in one of the setups is looking for deviation away from price. Essentially, it's being plugged into that algorithm so that it determines where the trading day may go in the very, very near future. Meaning that some of the traders are stuck or trapped in that particular trade that they've made because pressure has gone against them, but they haven't even noticed that pressure has gone against them, nor have they paid close attention to what's going on from a sort of a more higher level in the time frames that they're watching. So in that regard, this is the kind of results that strategy is given. Take a look at what this system is offering, okay? And you'll notice that I'm not using Renko bars. You'll notice that I'm not using Heikin Ashi bars. You'll notice that the calculations are being done on minute bars and upon the close of the bar, which means that the backtest is accurate. And I'll talk about all of that. I'll explain what NinjaTrader itself says about those. And then NinjaTrader support staff say about a proper backtest and why there's only a particular type of backtest that even makes sense when it comes to NinjaTrader. And we'll break down everything. And then you can see exactly if from the results that this system is getting, it's something that you can potentially invest in, which hopefully if you do invest in it, you can use it for many, many, many years to come. Let's jump right in to discuss what you're seeing on the left side of your screen, which is the order flow trading strategy. But before we do, let's quickly discuss what you're seeing on the right side, which is ML Pricemapper. It is a standalone Python software that essentially is a machine learning model. It's particularly the LSTM model, the long short-term memory model. Which it does is it forecasts what the upcoming RTH session is going to do in two different ways. One, it predicts where price is headed as measured from the entry until where it's going to close. So if it's going to go higher or lower for that RTH session. Moreover, it gives you the potential price range for that RTH session. And it's part of, again, the second strategy of price action pivoter. It's called special operations. So let me go and minimize this. And it's right here, special operations, where you get to train the data using another tool that I provide with Price Action Pivoter, which is the bulk data grabber that essentially uses the backtest engine of NinjaTrader to grab all sorts of data from the chart, just all of it. And you can run it concurrently on multiple instruments. You're trading gold, SPOOs, NQ, whatever it is, silver, whatever that you trade, you can grab all of that data, including open, high, low, close, volume, RSI, Bollinger Bands, moving averages, pivots, all traditional pivots as well as Fibonacci pivots. It also breaks down the day if you're in pre-market or RTH session. All of that is essentially grabbed, and then it makes a CSV file for you that you feed into the terminal that I just shut down, that I just minimized, and it will make that prediction for you. So that's part of Price Action Pivoter. Price Action Pivoter in and of itself is the most advanced quant-based trading system developed for the NinjaTrader platform. How can I make that claim? Not just because I'm a registered vendor with NinjaTrader, but because several other vendors that are on NinjaTrader have contacted me to help them with their software. So I know what's out there, and I've compared what they've got to what I've got, and it's just no comparison. It's nowhere in the same ballpark. They're talking about indicators and very basic strategies that you can maybe even get from ChatGPT at no charge, versus something like this, which is way more advanced than anything that's out there. This is not exactly comparable to what's out there in the NinjaTrader ecosystem. It's far more sophisticated. But having stated all of that, we'll discuss the main system strategy as well. Let me, in fact, expand this out so you guys can see everything. So that's the main system strategy, which we'll discuss as well in this video. But what I wanted to quickly discuss right now is the order flow algorithm. What I've deemed it as an aggressive strategy is there are 498 trades in 1.5 years. And of course, we don't have 365 days when it comes to trading in a year. It's closer to 250 trading days a year. So you can see at 498 trades, you're pretty much going to be in a trade every day, if not every day, almost every day. Okay, so let's break it down so you see what it looks like. First, let's, well, that's yearly. 38,000 last year and 30,000 this year. Those are the max drawdowns. Okay, and let's break it down weekly first so you can see there's going to be some weeks that are not going to be winners. You can see it, 1, 2, 3, small loss, 4, etc. 5, another small loss, 6, 7, 8, small loss, 9, small loss, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's several weeks, about 15, 16 weeks or so. I didn't count exactly, but you can see it here. You can count it back, rewind this video. But you'll see that a majority of the weeks, we have close to 70 or so weeks, are in fact winning weeks. Okay, if you break it down by monthly, you'll see that there are no losing months going back even to January of 2023. So trading is a game of winning and losing. One can't be a boxer and never get hit. It's the same thing. So it's a game of winning and losing, but the idea is you are either winning more than you're losing, or if you're breaking even as to the wins and losses, that means you're hovering somewhere, let's say between 45 and 55, 60% win rate, then you've set up your R ratio correctly, your profit target versus your stop, which is something that I've noticed, and I've spoken to, I don't know how many hundreds of traders by now. I have over 220 clients here. So it's a bigger number than that that I've spoken to that are trading. And I can tell you that many of them have no stop, meaning that they have what they call a mental stop. And it always makes me chuckle because it's impossible to have a solid mental stop when you're trading active day trading futures, ES, NQ, etc. that can move 10 handles in a minute. By the time they blink, they've already exceeded their mental stop. So now they're all of a sudden, have gone from day trading to overnight to potentially swing trading, meaning they're holding until they're right, and that's how they blow up their accounts. Others have inverted R ratios. Okay, what that means is they have, for example, an 8-tick profit target and a 50-tick or 60-tick stop. Why? Because they really want that win rate to be high. So in any system, including this system, if you invert the R ratio, your win rate should get to anywhere between 75 to 90, even 92%, depending on how you set up that inverted R ratio, which I do not recommend. An R ratio really should be a multiple of what you have as your risk. So some say 2, some say 3. It all depends on your risk to reward tolerance. But in this system, I have it at, in the way this backtest has been run, it's a 3.3 R ratio. So essentially the profit target is 100 ticks and the risk is 30. But I do have a trailing stop. So this is a custom trailing stop. You're not going to find this elsewhere in NinjaTrader. This is trailing the unrealized peak high via a percentage and not by a tick. So it moves by percentage away from the unrealized peak high. So I have that at 650, minimum 650. It's going to start trailing price 75% away from the unrealized peak high. So I have that as well. There's also money management parameters in this system, so you can essentially look at those. There is number of trades you can take. Consecutive trade switch means that it will essentially switch and look for another. So if you were going long, if it has 4 consecutive losses that are long, then it starts looking for short trades. And obviously vice versa is true as well. So here it is for the monthly. Now, if you think about the returns here, so everything that you see here is correct. Slippage is included. It's 1 tick of slippage, which is about right for ES. What is not included is commissions. Why don't I include the commission? Because it depends on who you use as your broker and depends on what type of a license you have with your broker. So NinjaTrader might have different tiers and a variety of brokers have different tiers as well. So even if you take it at $5 round trip, most people are below that number. There's some that pay a little bit more than that depending on their brokerage. The bigger brokerages typically charge more, especially if they're doing more work with you, they're calling you, they're talking to you, etc. So let's say, let's not say 498 to make the numbers easy. Let's say you had 500 trades and you take it at $5, that's $2,500. Subtract $2,500 from $68,800, you still have $66,300. Okay, so that's a tremendous, in my opinion, ROI versus the investment that you would have made. So just taking the investment from the margin requirement vantage point, let's see. So for NinjaTrader, the margin requirement for the SPOOs ES is 12,980. Okay, that's the initial margin requirement. You need 12,980. Let's make the numbers easy and let's say you wanted to have a buffer, which I recommend having a buffer. So you have a buffer in there of let's say $7 grand. So let's say $20,000. At $20,000, you would be up over 300% in the last year and a half. Now, Google this. SPY last year in 23 was up approximately 27%. This year, it's up approximately 10%. Okay? I mean, compare that. That's the market return. Compare that to this. That's why when it comes to portfolio management, what a lot of traders, when I get that question, like what should I do with my money? I've got, let's say, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, whatever, some number sitting in an account where it's not even beating inflation's rate. Okay? What do I do with this money? I'm losing money as it's sitting in a savings account, money market account, etc. What do I do? Well, if you're looking to invest, obviously, the old adage of diversifying is the right way to go. Real estate, various commodities, and of course the stocks, investments. Stock investing is very different than trading, day trading stocks. Investing in stocks is, in my opinion, a good idea if you have the ability to do it, meaning you have excess capital and you're willing to wait a long time, right? It's like 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, you're willing to wait a long time. It's not every day that you're going to get NVIDIA, okay? So if you wait a long time, then one can, over time, reap nice benefits via their patience, okay? That's one model. Now, stocks, they're not day trading vehicles, they're investment vehicles. Futures are day trading vehicles because they're speculative vehicles, they're derivatives. You can make a contract on a whim, meaning as soon as you say, I'm willing to bid this price, and somebody's willing to sell it at theirs, you just made a contract. If you're looking at these types of returns versus SPY, obviously that portfolio makes sense to have some amount of money in from your savings, money market, whatever, excess capital that you have, that's important, excess capital that you have, sitting in some sort of an active day trading account. Now, to do that and if you run a business, have a family, you have to take care of other things, you work, etc. It's very difficult to do. Okay? That is why trading automatically via automation makes so much more sense. In fact, years ago, CNBC had already produced a report which stated that 80% plus of the market is trading algorithmically or via some sort of an automated trading system. Now, guess what? A lot of people thought that CNBC was talking about the commercial side. On the commercial side that they're trading. No, no, no. They were talking about specifically retail. Retail traders, 80% of them are using at some point, not at some point, at some level of automation to make their trades. On the commercial side, nearly everyone is using automation, particularly when it comes to day trading. So if you're not trading via an automated trading system, you have to ask yourself, how could you possibly compete? Now, you've probably read studies, and this is verifiable facts, please Google this, that majority of day traders lose money. In fact, there was a study from Brazil where they not just looked at day traders, they looked at futures traders, manual, very important word, underline that, manually trading futures. In that study, 97% of them lost money. Manual traders. I assume, this is my guess only, that the 3% that won just got off the table. Meaning, let's say they traded for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. You know what? I'm up. I'm done. That's why they're still up 3%. Because if they sit for long enough in their chair, I'm almost sure that they're going to lose their money. But when you use automation, those types of emotional trading mistakes are essentially eliminated if you trust the system enough to just leave it there and assume that once in a while it's going to take losses. In fact, if you can see here, it's a 50.40% win rate. So about half of those trades are losing. But it doesn't matter if you're losing or winning. What matters is if you're up at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter, at the end of the year. We don't look at this by week or by day. That's kind of silly because you're looking at this as an investment. But if you're looking at it in a proper way, most people look at their investments on a quarterly. But the advice that many financial advisors, I'm a commodity trading advisor, financial advisors provide is to look at it yearly. A guy like Warren Buffett, who's a value investor, wouldn't even look at it yearly. Like, I'm not interested. I'm willing to wait 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I'll reap my rewards when I'm good and ready. I don't care what it does in the interim. And the interim for him, for someone like him, is a very long time. Okay? In any event, that is why you want to take a look at a system like this, because you can potentially use it for years and years and years to come. And all the upgrades, just like all my clients that had V2, V1, they're getting this now for free. And this third strategy is better, in my opinion, than the first strategy, though the first strategy is very good. I've not changed anything in the upgrade when it comes to strategy 1 and 2. It's exactly as is. Strategy 3 is new. That's the only thing that I've done. I've added a third strategy. Let's take a look at the first strategy. So this is Special Operations, the main system strategy. These are the returns for that. Not bad at all. 236 trades, so it's less active. It's more careful on the trades that it makes. Max drawdown is still the same, actually, turns out. But the net profit is about half. Okay, it's about half what it is versus the third strategy. So you can see the tremendous benefit of having all of this at your fingertips so that you can take advantage of being free from monitors. I've seen guys, I kid you not, monitors that guys who are using those curved monitors, big gigantic curved monitors, they have multiple such monitors. They have multiple desktop computers. They have a laptop. They have an order pad that they're using for shortcuts. Multiple UPS batteries, okay, to back up. They have multiple internet connections. They have failover routers, and they have a 5G SIM card in there in case their internet connection breaks down. There are people who have sat in front of their computer for months arguing with ChatGPT, cursing ChatGPT out for giving them bad code or strategies that don't work, and getting into full-on arguments with ChatGPT, a machine, because they're not happy with the strategies that ChatGPT is giving them. Guys, don't waste your time. ChatGPT can't help you. If that was the case, I would have been out of business. ChatGPT cannot give a good trading strategy. Don't waste your time and your energy, precious time, everything you and I own. Nothing compares to our time. It's the most valuable commodity that we have. The older we go, the more we realize that we're running out of time. Okay, we're literally running out of time. So why waste time when stuff is already developed, ready to go, developed by a licensed professional, somebody who's a real software engineer? Why would you sit there and try to come up with a solution yourself, take months, years to try to come up with something that's better than what's already out there, and only to find out that it may not be better. And the odds are against you, actually. If you have the funds, if you have the ability to invest in a system and not worry about all the stuff that goes along with trying to figure this out yourself, I'm very impressed with this one. This one took me months to do. I have approximately 6,500 lines or so of code in this system, and it is highly intricate. I mean, one moving part connected to the other. A lot of work, a lot of planning has gone into this. A lot, okay? More than I've ever done before. Now, I mentioned that when it comes to backtests, what's a real backtest, what is a not or meaningless backtest. So let's take a look at what NinjaTrader says. Backtesting with Renko bars. This is even going back several years, but nothing has changed. Okay, Renko bars right here. Read this part, guys. This is from this customer service rep at NinjaTrader, Patrick G. This means that the Renko bars cannot be accurately backtested due to their fundamental nature. This is not a NinjaTrader limitation, says Patrick G from NinjaTrader, and I would expect any platform would have difficulty matching live behavior with backtesting with Renko bar type. I have seen so many strategies that are being sold in the marketplace, sadly, using Renko bars. Some will even say, oh, well, I've got a custom Renko bar that mimics a minute bar. Ask them this, then why not use a minute bar? The reason they don't use a minute bar is because they can't trick people with their backtests. Don't be fooled by people who have Renko bars as their strategy. Same is true of Heikin-Ashi bars. Same is true of any bar that is custom. The only thing that works from a backtest perspective that is accurate is a minute bar, whether you're using 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, as long as it's a minute bar. In my systems, it's 1 minute bar that I'm using because it's a day trading system. You want to be active. It's 1 minute. Do I use other time frames? Yes, of course. For example, in order flow, this is an important thing to remember, it relies on tick data, though the entries are 100% going to be done off of the minute bar and upon the close of the minute bar, because we're not essentially trading just on order flow. Order flow by itself is meaningless. You extract data from order flow, you take a look at it from a mosaic as to what's happened, who's got buy side versus sell side pressure, who's about to win, not who has won, who's about to win, very different. And you plug it into an actual algorithm that is looking at price levels, that's looking at support resistance level, that's looking at various price patterns, it's looking at deviation in various setups, price standard deviation of price. So then you can make an entry. The point being that if you're seeing this other stuff and you're like, well, this other one was $5.99, this one was $4.99, this one was $9.99, this one was just $14.99. If you see all of these different things, guys, just know you get what you pay for, okay? My software is more expensive. I don't know if there is a more expensive one for the NinjaTrader system. There may or may not be. I know I'm the most expensive consultant that they refer out to clients when people contact NinjaTrader and say, hey, can you give me a developer? And they refer out consultants. I'm the highest priced one that they've got. There's only about 10 or maybe 11 people that they refer. And I'm one of those people, and I know I'm the most expensive, okay? Imagine taking cuts at like different levels, just $4.99, $5.99, $15.99. And ultimately look at it, you go, I've wasted my time. I've wasted 6 months, 9 months, a year, and I don't have anything that I can rely on that I can do so for years to come. And so it's got, money management, it's got trade management, it's got risk management, it's got multiple different strategies, it's got actual machine learning, not the fake stuff, not anything that's built on .NET technology that you have to use a bridge for, which means that the libraries are not going to be updated. This is real stuff, guys. When it comes to machine learning, there's only two games that anybody can play. It's Python and R. If they're using anything else, it's a moot point. Those are the libraries that are very well maintained, and Python is, in my opinion, the best one, okay? I'm biased, but it is the best one, in my opinion. In fact, I want to show you guys one more thing. So what does it look like on the chart itself? This is what it would look like. If you enabled the order flow, indicator, so you would do that in the strategy. I'm showing it on Strategy Analyzer, but it's the exact same thing on the chart itself. So if you have to enable it right here, display order flow delta indicator. Why have I put this here? A couple of reasons. Some people don't like it when you put one more indicator on their chart. So I've left it in there so that you can essentially toggle it off if you don't want it. The other part of it is the backtest will load slightly faster when you don't have it on the chart, because remember, it's writing it to the chart as it's loading. And this is tick data. Now, some people will say, well, Rafi, why don't, if I don't have tick data, what happens? That's a problem. So you can't use V3 without tick data. You're going to need tick data. That's how the indicator works, guys. Order flow requires tick data. So if you don't have it, you can get it. NinjaTrader typically gives you 1 year of historical from their historical servers, historical data servers. They give you 1 year of tick data. If you have something like Kinetic, you'll have 180 days. But a majority of them, like CQG, etc., I believe you'll get a year. So you won't get less than 180 and you'll get up to a year. Now, many clients, they essentially already have tick data on their machines because they've used all sorts of indicators that they've made, they've hired programmers to make. I get those inquiries all the time as well of people saying, can you make me this? Can you make me that? And so, I can tell you that if you have it, good. You don't have to worry about it. If you don't have it, you can simply, if you have anything like Rhythmic, CQG, anything, you can essentially just download the tick data. You should be able to get at least 180 days to as much as a year, year and a half, depending, maybe even 2 years, depending on the data provider. That's a conversation you want to have with them. But if you don't have tick data, here's what happens. You're going to get on the chart itself a bunch of dashes, and it means that there's no tick data available. Okay, so if you get a bunch of dashes, there is no bars like this. Let me show you. So if you don't have bars like this, and if you just get on the zero line a bunch of dashes all the way through, that means you don't have tick data. And you can easily verify that by going to your instruments and looking at on NinjaTrader what kind of data you have. Okay, so you can do that from the NinjaTrader control panel. Open up the instrument, look inside of it. If you see the word tick there, you don't just see minute, but you see tick. That means you have tick data. Okay, so this is what it would look like on the chart. The lines that you're seeing here is part of the mid pivot points PHL indicator, which is also included with price action pivoter. So that will show you pivot points, it'll show you Fibonacci pivot points, it'll show you mid pivot points, obviously, and it will show you prior high, prior low, and 2 days ago high, and 2 days ago low. So you have all price levels right at your fingertips, and you essentially can look at to see what's going on. Let's take a look at a trade. Here's a trade that was 627. Okay, so that's the trade you're looking at right there. And let's take it another one. This is a trade from what day? This is the 26th. That time exit means that it flattened everything at 12:59. So it entered at 55.30, got out at 55.45 and change. So that's how. So this is the order flow. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you see the benefit in using the most advanced automated trading system, which also has a semi-automated trading component, which is the special operations right here, where essentially you're putting in the prices you want it to go long or short, literally the prices. Okay, for example, if you're going long, if it has 2 green bars, the upper wick is smaller than the body of that last bar, and it meets the price, and assuming you use ML Pricemapper to make a determination, and then you mapped it on the price levels that you saw in the mid pivot points PHL, this is going to be quite beneficial for you. Plus it's got how much room you've got until the next price level. So minimum profit potential, where if you entered here, the next potential resistance level is here. How much room do you have? So this is the most comprehensive advanced trading system one can buy and use for many, many years. Maybe even leave it to their children when they're done, God willing. Okay. And I keep making these upgrades. This is version 3, as you can see. And everybody who is watching this who's a current client, again, I'll repeat it in case you guys fast forward, though I ask in almost every video that you watch it in its entirety because it's only going to help you. You get this for free. So you just log into pinnaclequant.com, download it. It's going to be in your control panel. It's going to be there by July 1st of 2024. And you can download it and use it. All you have to do is you have to remove the previous V2 and install V3. You can use either one. You can keep V2 on your machine or get it from Pinnacle Quant control panel. I'm going to leave both V2 and V3 in there. So if you want to go back and forth, you can certainly do that. The newest one is, I'm assuming, what you guys are going to want after you see the difference between strategy 1, which is at 35,000, and strategy 3, which is the order flow strategy, that's 68,000. But if you're an active trader, if you're using NinjaTrader, or if you're considered using NinjaTrader, then this is the system for you. Now, one other thing I'll say, and I'll end it with this comment. If you don't have a lifetime license of NinjaTrader, to the best of my knowledge, if you don't have a lifetime license of NinjaTrader 8, then you do not have access to the order flow add-on indicators that they offer you. If you don't have that, if you don't have lifetime license, get in touch with me. We'll work something out so that I can help you out with that. But you do need the lifetime license because you need the order flow indicator. So if they've changed something on their end where they're like, hey, if you pay us quarterly, we'll give you the order flow, then that's on them. You work that out with them. But to the best of my knowledge, you need to have the lifetime license from NinjaTrader. If you don't have it, let me know. We'll work something out. And again, you need tick data. So make sure that you have tick data. If you're using CQG, Continuum, Rhythmic, Kinetic, any one of those guys, you should be able to have tick data. Okay, then you can use V3. Okay, I hope this video has been helpful. Until next time, take care of yourself and God bless.